So, Mandala Art Therapy. I do the Mandala Art Therapy in particular just because I find that creativity is such a beautiful healing tool that we all have in us, right? But for some reason, a lot of people, are so hesitant to even go there because there's a lot of criticism and judgment around creativity, unfortunately. Um, and a lot of people hesitate to allow themselves to get creative because they're worried about how it will turn out, or what will it look like, or what will people say. Well, I'm not an artist, I can't paint, I never learned how to draw, which is absolutely has got nothing to do with it. So when you're looking at, I'm an artist, but I'm an artist for me, and I use art as my healing tool. I prefer my sense of purpose in life is more to help other people unlock their creativity, and to heal and to live an abundant life. So I might be an artist, but it's to me it's as easy as breathing, just because it's my healing tool. Okay, because I've never honestly really cared what any art that I create looks like to anyone else. And that's why I've let it come so easily. And the whole reason why I created this Mandala Art Therapy session is because it's nice and structured, it's safe, it's got nothing to do with creating artwork. It's about using creative tools. So you can draw, you can doodle, you can make lines and marks, and you're working with color and shape, and you're linking certain colors and shapes to certain emotions and thoughts and feelings. So the nice thing about this session is that I use a mandala structure because then you've got like a skeleton to work on. You're not just dealing with a blank page, because that can be quite intimidating. And if you're wanting some healing through the creative process, a blank page might be fine for you, but that's if your creative juices are already flowing. Um, if you are not wanting to overanalyze and not wanting to worry about what the creative outcome is going to be, and you just want to shift some blocks, the Mandala Art Therapy session is brilliant for if you're just feeling off and you have no idea why. You just or you don't want to talk about it. Some things that we go through are really, really hard to talk about. The art therapy sessions and the Mandala art therapy sessions are really good for anyone who really struggles to articulate their emotions. Um, they're really good for somebody who's maybe, some things that we go through can make us feel quite ashamed and can be quite embarrassing, especially if there's some sort of sexual trauma or anything really. Some people are really, really private, and it's quite hard to put things into words and say, actually, I went through this, or I saw this, or this is how this made me feel, because some things can be quite humiliating and embarrassing or degrading or scary. You might have to kind of speak about people that you don't necessarily want to call out in a way. So and it's just, I think it's a nice safe way of communicating abstractly, but you're still going to shift, and you're going to it's also a really nice tool if you know that there's something not quite right and you're not sure how to get there, or you just want to shift energy. And the nice thing is that after you've done a workshop, you go away with tools that you can use at home in your own space and time, and it can be done over and over again. So I give you three clear mandalas, which you can fill in. We do different exercises, and you kind of fill these in with whatever shapes and symbols and images that you want to come up with. And it's not about being Picasso, it's not about drawing or writing or anything perfect. And we do use words, any words that you want to put into your mandala that can add to the expression of what you think you might be feeling or what you are feeling. So for example, one of the exercises that I like to use is a breathing exercise, which is actually using line and following your breath so that you can see on paper. It's kind of in a way that you can monitor your heart beats, and you can see it as a line, and how fast or slow it goes. You can do the same with your breathing and just allowing the pen and your hand to follow your breathing, and you can actually see once you become more and more conscious of your breathing, and it just takes you into that conscious awareness. It's a practical, tactical thing that you can grab hold of, and something that you can do, and it just calms your breathing down straight away. So there are various tools. So the Mandala process, we do a past, we do a present, and we do a future mandala. I ask you to link certain colors to certain emotions, totally up to you. There's no rule, some people associate red with anger, some people associate red with death and blood and pain, and some people associate red with passion and romance and desire. So you choose. The art materials you use are totally up to you. They can be any art materials you want, because it's, like I say, it's not about creating an artwork that's going to go in a gallery that you're going to sell. It's not about creating a product. It's about creating something for you that you can actually look at, and it's almost like a tool, and something that's like getting your inside out on paper without having to overanalyze it with words and theories and descriptions and categories. It's more abstract, but it's very, very, very effective. And then after that, we've done the mandala process. So we go through the past, and you want to clear from the past. We look at the present, which helps you to take stock of where you're at now. It's a real honest look at, okay, this is where I'm at. It helps you to really get a better understanding of where you're at. And then the future, we look at the future, so you can pick up on what fears you might have around the future. And then we can look at what positive things you might have around the future. So that isn't guided by me. That's a real honest look at how you're feeling about your future. And then after that, we have a exercise where we look at the future again, but it's on a intentionally positive level, and it's again around creating a picture, and so that by the end of the session you've had a reflection on your past, your present, your future. You've had an outlet, you've taken stock, you know where you're at. You may be looking at how your fears are holding you back, and then at the end of it, the last exercise is what you're really, if you could dream big, and then we look at that, get that out on paper, and so that by the end of the session you have a better understanding of where you are. You have tools that you can use even at home, and then something to take away that you can start dreaming about, so you leave the session ending on a positive note. Also, another nice exercise that we do if any really stubborn blocks come up. It's not relevant for everybody, but if throughout those exercises there is evidence of a block, there is a really, really good exercise again in terms of giving this block a name or a shape and a color, figuring out where it's sitting in your body, get it out onto paper, and we process it, and we do various techniques around that. So really, really good exercise. This workshop, or shall I say the Mandala Art Therapy session, can be done online via Zoom. Obviously not over phone call, because I need to be able to see what you're drawing, and it's a nice way to interact. You don't need any fancy art materials. I will send you templates of mandalas which you can print out. If you don't have a printer, that's fine. I will guide you on how to just draw a basic mandala outline. It's nothing fancy, nothing intimidating, nothing difficult. So all you'll need really is paper and some crayons or any sort of coloured crayons, coloured pencils, felt tip pens. Doesn't have to be fancy, don't have to be new either. As long as they make a mark and you've got a variety of colours, that's the main thing. So they can be done via Zoom or in person at the Remedy Lounge on Deasgate in Manchester, where I have my in-person sessions. If you'd like to know more, please get in touch. Thank you.